Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, Professor Moni, and thank you, Dr. Sankaran, for joining us today. It's indeed a pleasure for me that our Center for Agriculture Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, under the dynamic leadership of Professor Moni, has taken an initiative to discuss, deliberate, and find solutions on doubling farmers' income by 2022. When Honorable Prime Minister first time spoke about his vision that yes, we have to work in this direction to double the income of the farmers, the reaction in the country was different. People were thinking how it is possible. Is it possible at all? What he is talking about. But I am happy that today the perception has changed. People are thinking, yes, it is possible. Especially the two new ordinances, which have become an act. They have changed the complete scenario and they are going to be a game changer in this direction. The topic of the day of this national webinar series is self-contained village, a felt need of the day. And as I am told and I can see that Dr. Subbiah is talking to us from a village, because I could listen to all pets, birds, and other things crying, shouting, and maybe singing. So it gives a message that it is not necessary for a former principal secretary to remain in big cities, for a bureaucrat to spend life in bungalows. It is good to stay in villages also. The first step, I believe, to have self-contained villages is when people like you will start staying there, living there, sharing their knowledge, their learning, their wisdom with those who are living there by default. So that has to be a choice. And I congratulate you for taking this choice in your life, and your family must also be congratulated that they supported you for this. Now, if I come back to the topic, when I look at this doubling farmers' income, even today, as I mentioned, people, they take it very surprised. I also hail from a village, as Professor Moni said, that he's from a village, you are living in a village and must be from a village. I also hail from a small village of Uttar Pradesh. We have seen the limitations. We have seen the challenges. And generally challenges were there because our villages were not self-efficient, self-contained. There was something which was lacking. And for that, everybody who was living in a village was having the first aspiration was how I can run away from this village and go to a city. Unfortunately, that aspiration is still there in many of the villages. Now we have to bring the change, and how that change will come. Gandhiji talked about Gram Swaraj, Gram Uday, so many things, right from Gandhi to Vinoba. Many people have talked about that. Even today, the government is having so many schemes to empower the villages. But villages will become self-contained, self-efficient when our farmers will be empowered. And how we can empower those farmers, those who are the backbone of our nation. Nearly 87% of farmers in India, they are having micro holdings, less than 2 acres of land. 69% does not hold even 1 acre of land. These farmers are able to earn only a minimum money for survival. And definitely when you do not have money to survive, you want to run away from it. Many of the people I've seen and I'm seeing that they have land, a small piece of land, but they want to run away. They want their kids to become peons, clerks, but not farmers. And this is the most unfortunate thing what had happened to our wonderful country. So now universities have to come, industry has to come, technocrats have to come, uh, bureaucrats have to come, politicians have to come. We all have to come together to change this scenario. I was just trying to find out what are the challenges. We all know those challenges, but as in our audience, there are many students also. I will like to repeat it. However, I am not an expert on that. Like, what are the challenges involved? Water and water security we have to see in the rural areas. And there are possible solutions with technical skills and leadership to manage demands of water in our villages. We have to work in that direction. Buyer monopolies was there through mandis, which I am happy that new act and ordinances have changed the complete scenario. I must compliment and congratulate our Honorable Prime Minister and Agriculture Minister for this wonderful initiative. Limited infrastructure for storage reduced farmers' bargaining power. We have to work in that direction. Inability to shift to organic farming or to such other farming from their traditional farming, skills are important. In spite of the fact we have so many wonderful agriculture universities, but from lab to land, what Honorable Prime Minister is speaking since long, we were not able to. That knowledge transfer to the grassroots level has to happen. And I am happy that our 4 centers, they are working in this direction under the leadership of Professor Moni and a wonderful team of professionals. We are trying to bring that what knowledge is there, whatever we are able to create in our labs, in our classrooms, in our research centers, that should go to the villages, to the farmers, to the last person. And that has to go there. What farmers can do? I believe to have more yield, a culture has to be there of cultivation. Collectively, they have to work. And collectively, success will come. How it will come? That optimal tap common resources like water. We have to see, like where many times what is happening, I am always surprised that small holding farmers, everybody has to buy a tractor. Everybody is having a tractor by taking loan from a bank. Why it is required? Why we cannot have a Ola model there? Why we cannot have a Uber model there? That there are 5 tractors in a village and anybody who needs a tractor, he can just hire on a small amount. He can just use it. And technology has to come there. These are the ways which may help to make our villages self-contained. Cooperative and knowledge for better price yielding crops, as I earlier also mentioned. A big role has to be played by technocrats, by politicians, by universities, all together, that how we can shift. Generally, what is happening, I come from Western UP. Sugarcane is one. Everybody will be going for sugarcane. Whatever the price is, even if they are not getting many times, but they do not know anything. That need to be changed. You are coming from a wonderful state, the place of God. And every time when I visit Kerala, I feel like I'm in heaven and I feel why I'm going back. And there, so many things are happening. We have to work in that direction. And one more thing is there, monopoly of the expertise has to be reduced. Like spices are coming from Kerala, but it is limited to Kerala. People of other part, they do not know how to grow it, how to market it, and how to become rich, how to double the income. That part also has to be there. We have to propagate the knowledge and share the knowledge with everybody pan India. negotiate for better crop prices. Now I believe that our farmers will be in position to do that. And what government should do, I believe, and what the government should do, and technocrats like you must be doing it, to provide infrastructure to villages. And what is more important before providing infrastructure, to motivate the villages. I'm not talking about villagers only. The whole village need to be motivated. We have to tell them, yes, you can do it. We can do it too. Because the youth there, they have to dream to stay there. They have to aspire to stay there. For that, we have to bring infrastructure, not only agricultural infrastructure, we have to bring social infrastructure. When we started one of our university in our town called Gango in district Saharanpur, it's a small township. There was no education sector except a school which was established in 1924 by my grandfather. And many years back, when we decided to establish an engineering college there, the bureaucrats, the political system, the academicians, the first question they asked us was, are you crazy? Are you trying to build an engineering college there? Why don't you start with ITI? And that time in district Saharanpur, there was only one engineering college, that was Roorkee University. Engineering college, which is now IIT Roorkee. That was that time in Saharanpur district, in Uttar Pradesh. Uttarakhand was not there. So we said, no, we want that the aspiration of our youth, if they want to become an engineer, it has to be there. And what happened? Reverse migration started. People, those who decided to go away from the villages, they decided to come back. Then we established a medical college there, Ayurveda medical college there, with 100-bed hospital. And once a college was there, a hospital was there, suddenly a chain of schools started coming. Now there are so many CBSE schools, UP board schools, English medium schools, this school, that school. And when there was not even a dhaba, proper dhaba, now there you can find pizza, you can find noodles, you can find chow mein, even dosa, sambar, and idli, everything in that village. So models have to be there, social infrastructure, which includes farming infrastructure, educational infrastructure, health infrastructure, that has to be. And that can only be created when we decide. I am happy, Dr. Subbiah, that you are there and you can bring that change, and you must be bringing that change, which I will like to see during my next visit to Kerala, whenever I will become.
Thank you.
We have to ensure alternate marketing mechanism. This is what government has to do. And this marketing mechanism will come through technology. Professor Moni was day before yesterday invited to share his views with Honorable Defense Minister Shri Rajnath Singh ji and Honorable Agriculture Minister Shri Narendra Tomar ji, with a group of people. So they were 12, 13 people, those who were sharing their experience and what can be done. And when Professor Moni said that through our Center of Excellence, we are working in the direction, a brainstorming is happening, and we found the possibility that every village of this country, every village can initiate a technology-based startup. Every district can have a wonderful startup, which will be around the villagers' need. It was accepted. It was appreciated and acknowledged. And I know it is possible. But it is not possible sitting in Delhi. It is not possible if I speak or he speaks on webinars or you speak on webinars. It is possible when everybody starts working in that direction. That's why that motivation of the villages is required before talking even about infrastructure development or IT solutions, and all other things. When self-contained villages are required, and how they can be developed. As I mentioned, social infrastructure and farmers' empowerment is important. Along with that, we have to work in the direction of skill development. This pandemic has given us a new challenge and a new possibility. Many of our brothers, sisters, those who were working in big cities, those who went there with dreams in their eyes, aspirations to become rich, and they were struggling there in small juggies, small quarters, flats, and working there as laborers. Many of them have come back. Now, everybody of them is having a certain skill, wherever they were working. So that skilling part has to be taken very seriously. And that their skills need to be mapped, monitored, and maybe sometimes reskilling, unskilling, again reskilling has to be there. That part needs to be taken care, initiatives have to be taken care. I'm happy to share at Shobhit University, we are very closely working with MSMEs. There is an organization called IIA, Indian Industries Association. It is an organization of small, medium, and micro industries. And around 8,000 industries are member there. So we have started working with them as a university. And nowadays, I'm advocating that every university, every engineering college, every business school, even schools, they should develop one SEIZ. And what is this SEIZ? As a bureaucrat, you must be aware of SEZ, Special Economic Zones we were developing. This SEIZ is Skill, Entrepreneurship, Innovation Zone. Skill, Entrepreneurship, Innovation Zone. And what is that actually? These zones we can develop in our educational institutions. When we are not using our infrastructure, we do not use our infrastructure 24/7. There are many hours when our labs are not used, our libraries are not used, our classrooms are not used, our infrastructure is not used. That time, they can be used as SEIZ, where people from the village, vicinity, youth, other people, those who want to develop a skill, those who want to bring a change, those who want to enhance their employability, they should be invited, and as a part of extension program, they can be taught, they can be empowered, they can be given an opportunity to learn. And if we can do that, just imagine, we have thousands and thousands of higher education institutions in this country, more than 1,000 universities. Without spending a single penny, we can make and develop so many skill development centers which will be locally relevant, which will be self-efficient because they have everything. Students will love to cooperate. They will love to support. And we will make a different ecosystem, an ecosystem of handholding, an ecosystem of empowering each other. And once that ecosystem is developed, the nation will be developed. We will have a wonderful nation, what we all dream of, what we all wish to have. And the basic unit of that is self-contained village, on which today we are eager to listen to you. We are eager to learn from your experiences. We are eager to share your knowledge with the audience, with our student. And one more thing, I always say to the youth, those who may be listening to us today, that the best thing is to ask every day to yourself is, if I am mad, MAD, if I am making a difference. This is making a difference. If you are mad, you are making a difference, then yes, your being human being, your being an Indian, your being on this earth is meaningful. Otherwise, it is just you are a burden on the society, on the nation, on yourself. So thank you very much, Professor Moni, for giving me an opportunity to speak. And thank you, Dr. Subbiah, for being with us. We are eagerly looking forward for your lecture. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, Honorable Chancellor, for your very insightful inaugural address